What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the RAD Cast. I'm Andrew Malanta. My friends call me Rogueleader.
And I'm Nicki Malanta, and everybody calls me Dimmy.
Hope everybody had a good... Lost my train of thought.
Build up the anticipation. I'm not even sure where that was going.
I don't know. Well, I was hoping everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
If you celebrate,
if you celebrate Thanksgiving, not everybody celebrates it, but you know,
just in case.
Mm-hmm.
We in the last day or so finished up all the leftovers.
Yeah. Not the greatest idea, I guess.
Speak for yourself. I love leftovers.
I know. I do.
I don't have to cook.
I do enjoy leftovers, but like for some reason this past week my stomach was just like, hey, no.
That's on you, my dog.
I don't know. Weak genes. I don't know.
I didn't say it, but you know,
stomach issues. My mom has stomach issues. I think she passed that on to me. My mom gave me a lot of things.
Great. It's great.
This hair being one of them, but
you got luscious hair.
My hair is looking real good today.
Yeah. You got some volume. Mm-hmm. I'd murder a man. Not really.
Would you murder your husband for this volume?
No.
Why'd you think about it?
It seems like it would be counterproductive. At least if you're here, I get to like enjoy it.
But yeah,
I would.
Mm-hmm.
Not you.
No, you murder. Yeah, somebody else for.
I mean, look at that volume.
It's kind of me.
And it's thick.
Yeah.
With a C.
Yeah, it's getting manageable. Except like the sides, like they puff out sometimes. I just gotta. So I'm constantly doing this thing. I started doing this again.
You don't have to.
I don't.
You're not there yet.
You know, because it like hits the side of my head. I just do that really quick and it gets it back a little bit. I don't know. This is the longest it's ever been.
I think it was a little bit longer when I met you.
No.
When it was straightened.
When it was straightened, it wasn't as long as this. This is the longest it's ever been. Hey, now you're messing it up. Yeah, this is the longest it has ever been.
Maybe.
Like I'm saying, it doesn't look like a lot because, you know, the way that it waves. And
because it's all just like beautifully volumed up. And that's probably why it's not like chemically straightened and hanging down flat straight. Maybe.
But yeah, this is the most hair I've ever had. So I'll see how long it can go. Because it is kind of starting to drive me nuts. Like, I need to like clean it up a bit.
Well, there's going to be a threshold.
Yeah.
And I love how your parents and my parents are like, how much longer he's going to let it grow out? Like, he's not going to just keep on letting it grow out. Yeah. Like, he's just, you know.
I would like to get, because like you've been trying to tie it back every once in a while.
It's not there yet.
It's not there yet.
I mean, you can, but it doesn't look right.
Yeah.
You're not there yet.
And you just probably popped the mic by hitting the wire. Dog.
Do you still see things happening on the camera?
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
We're good.
Dog's
it's just,
fine.
Dog's
just milling
If you heard
about.
a pop, it was dog walking across the room
She's
and hitting
so
that thing.
Beautiful. And
Come on, just lie down. Just lie down.
Oh my goodness.
Do you want to say hi?
I love you so
No?
much.
Okay.
You make me so happy.
Anyways.
You're
so leftovers all last week.
Yeah, too much starch. Oh my god, you don't have to lick my feet.
It's the cost of freedom, mommy.
Don't want that. Yeah, because I made homemade mac and cheese and like a broccoli cheese dish. So much dairy, so many carbs, a lot of starch going on at Thanksgiving.
Here. Sorry. Yours is doing something. There you go. Got it. That was bothering me.
Thank you.
Sorry.
But yeah, I feel like I've detoxed myself from Thanksgiving leftovers successfully because for a couple days there I was like, I feel
bloated,
like a slug. Like I don't like to eat too much pasta because I feel like it weighs me down. And I just felt like I don't want to do anything.
And that mac and cheese you made, oh my God.
It was so much fucking cheese.
It was a lot of everything.
It was good though.
It was really good, but everything that went into it, it's like, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
Holy shit.
It was like watching me make it. It was like, you sure you need that much? More? You're going to put in more. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot. And it was one of those recipes where they're like, you got to grate your own cheese because if you buy the already grated stuff, it's going to be coated in that powder so that they don't clump up in the bag and then it's not going to melt right. And so I went,
Is that why that cheese doesn't melt?
Whatever. Huh?
Is that why that cheese doesn't melt correctly? Because when I used it,
probably the powder.
Yeah.
Because I think the powder is meant so it doesn't clump up in the bag or something like that.
That's good.
I don't know. I'm not a fucking cheese scientist.
You know, that deli,
but
deli boy. Hey, yo, why my cheese not clumping right?
Hey, why is there powder on my cheese? But yeah, they were like, you got to grate your own cheese. And I went, fucking fine. And so I had 8 ounces of one kind, 8 ounces of another kind, and then 16 ounces of 2 other kinds each. It's a lot of ounces. 32, right?
Yeah.
Math. And so I hand grated 32 ounces of cheese. I was fucking sweating when I was done. It was a lot.
I'm just like,
I'm just in the kitchen like, when? How much more cheese can I have? But yeah, it was a lot of cheese.
what's a liter?
Yeah, how much is a gill? But it was a lot. But it was a labor of love, I guess.
It was very good though.
It was yummy.
But it made a lot.
It made
like
too much.
It made so much that the night you made it, because
we already had leftovers.
You already had leftovers because you made it the night before Thanksgiving, so you put it in the freezer and you just warmed it up and melted the cheese and stuff like that. Yeah. But we had enough to have dinner and lunch, I believe.
Well, because the recipe was like, oh, put it in a whatever 13 by 9 casserole dish, cooking dish, whatever you want to call it. And I filled it up. I filled her up. You know, I made all my shit and then I put it into the pan and I'm like, oh, I'm running out of space and I still got a lot of mac and cheese to go. And so I filled it up to the point where I'm like, if I put any more, I won't be able to put the lid on.
Yeah.
So I filled it to the brim. I threw it in the fridge and I'm like, I still have
a lot.
A couple servings left over that I can't fit. And so,
hey, yo, what are we having for dinner?
Hey, yo, I hope you all like cheese. 4 different kinds. And then a lot of heavy cream.
Oh
3 pints
God. I think
of heavy cream.
I think that's why you felt so sluggish, because
I think it was just all the dairy and carbs.
Dairy carbs, and there's a lot of the cheese is dairy. Dog, hello?
I don't know if the microphone picked up that dog grumble, but it was adorable.
It is nice having you in here.
She's precious.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of dairy. The cream just sent it over the edge. It's like 4 kinds of cheese? Like how many ounces? What?
Y'all want 3 pints of heavy cream on top of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot. But I didn't have to cook for a couple days, which is
for a week
in my book.
Yeah.
Win in my book, even though it came at the cost of feeling like an asshole for a couple days afterward.
I think it was the gravy that got me, because I just because I made like mashed potato bowls every night with the
mashed potato bowls, mashed potatoes by themselves. Take it or leave it. Yeah,
but like
not my favorite side
turkey,
dish.
cheese, stuffing, and then I doused that sucker with gravy. I think that's what did it, because the last couple of days after that I was like, it's not sitting well.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, you made it through.
Yeah.
Here we are on the other side. No more leftovers.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving's officially over. The tree is up.
Tree went up day after Thanksgiving.
We're going to start watching Home Alone very soon. It's going to be great.
December 1st is the end of the week.
I know. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
It's going to be here before we know it, but I'm very excited. This is one of my favorite times of the year. And we've been having one of those very confusing weather weeks.
Florida,
where
so much fun in here.
2 days, it was like 60. Beautiful.
Freezing at night. Like the last couple of nights, I'm like, we need another blanket on the bed.
We also don't put the heat on. Like a couple of
I
idiots.
did because our daughter woke up the height of like how cold it was at night. She's like, it's cold. I'm like, okay.
Oh damn! I slept through that. I didn't hear that. She woke up and said that.
No. When I woke up with her the morning after, and she's like, it's cold. Can you turn the AC to hot? I'm like, baby girl, our electric bill's looking real nice.
Baby girl, when are you going to contribute to this power bill, huh?
And I actually did. She's like, you pay for electricity? And we had that conversation of like what we pay for, and like, because she has this one game that's on her tablet. She's like, it's locked. I'm like, this is the way we have to pay for it. It's like, can you pay for it? I'm like, I'm not doing that.
I could, but I'm not going to.
I could, but like, we got to do other things to pay for it. Then we had that conversation about like, oh, this house, we got to pay for it. The electricity to keep all the lights on, we have to pay somebody to have. It's like, oh, so electricity comes from wires. I'm like, you're not wrong.
Okay. Sure.
So,
but we also got to pay for it.
Yeah. And like our electricity bill at the height of summer, $350. No, thank you.
Something's wrong.
The last 2 cycles, the electricity bill has been like $150, $170. That's awesome, because we don't have to run the AC all day long. But I did turn it up to where like the thermostat can have that auto thing. It's like, oh, if it dips below this temperature, put the heat on. If it goes above this temperature, put the AC on. So I have it really set really low so she doesn't complain. But yeah.
See, for me, just throw another blanket on. She is like, blankets? Get the shit out of here.
No, but she's smart enough to where she wakes up in the middle of the night. I see her on the monitor. She goes,
but I remember last night she was getting ready for bed. And you went to, because her blanket was out on the couch because she was just lying down chilling after school. And then you brought the blanket in, put it over her. She's like, I don't want the blanket. And then you kind of put it down towards the end of the bed. And you're like, well, it's here if you need it. And she's like, I don't want it to touch my feet. I'm like, God damn. Wow. It's going to be cold, but you do you, baby.
Ma'am.
So I'm sure she found it in the middle of the night because it was chilly last night. But I was all snuggled up under my double blankies.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
it's so hard waking up. It's like
I know. I'm just a big old warm cinnamon roll lying in bed.
So warm.
And I want to get out.
But it's gonna be 80 degrees tomorrow.
Fucking
Florida.
It's a beautiful day today.
It is. It's very nice. It's
gorgeous. Might even throw a window or two open.
Yeah.
But the dog is an idiot, so I don't know. Maybe not.
It's at the temperature right now where I really like where it's like it's cold in the shade, but then you go in the sun, it's like, oh, it warms me up.
Yeah.
And then a nice breeze hits you. It's like, so nice.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, tomorrow will be like fucking 83.
Fucking Florida.
But we might get rain over the weekend, and then it's supposed to be down in the low 70s some point next week too.
Yeah, because the
so
cold front following the rain.
We got that going for us. But yeah, it's all right. I guess it's that time of year where it's just like the weather goes up and down and it fucking sucks. But it's also a nice break.
There's no seasons in Florida. We get seasons within the season.
10 months of summer. 2 months of
summer junior. Summer junior.
Kind of, yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Everybody was always like, shoveling snow is worse. I'm like, well, I don't know. I can't speak from experience. I don't know what that's like.
I mean,
can't relate. Been here all 35 of my years in Florida, so all I know is the humidity. I
mean, because like I remember I posted it's like, oh, it's like when I looked at the weather, it's like 65 degrees. It's like, God damn, I'm cold. But then I looked at somebody else's post. I think it was Koi. And it's like, oh, in Boston right now, it's like 23 degrees. I'm like, fuck.
Fuck that. Don't want that. Yeah, that would suck.
I mean, I could. I like this weather. Why can't it just stay like this all the time?
I know. This is beautiful.
But like I was speaking of like temperature, like inside the house and stuff. I was scrolling through on TikTok. And this one guy was replying to this like, "Hey, I was staying over at somebody's house and their thermostat was set at 77 degrees. It's fucking hot in here." And he's like, "God, if I go to somebody's house and it's no lower than 65 degrees, if I like to sleeping, I like to sleep in 65 degrees." I'm like,
do you want to pay my power bill, bro?
It's like, fuck, like, where are you in the world?
Get out of my house.
65 degrees is freezing in the house.
I don't think we've ever had the thermostat below
73.
Okay, wow. That's even pretty low.
That's when we have like people over, like a huge group, like Friendsgiving. I had to set it down to 73.
Like we're having people over this weekend. Probably going to turn down a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
65?
Like, are you a fucking Yeti? Like, what are you sleeping in 65 degrees?
If you're hot, I don't know. Put the blanket.
Put the fan on.
Know, throw the blanket off. Take your shirt off. I don't know. Like,
yeah, because like in the comments, all in the comments, people were like, yeah, like 65 is a great temperature to sleep in. And like, there's like these random like couple of comments like, I live in Arizona. 77 is where it's at because you put that sucker below 75, your electric bill is going to jack up to like $400.
Yes.
It's like, and it's like, hey, Floridian here, your AC is going to break.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, where are these people where you're sleeping in 65 degrees for the AC to be on? Like, what?
Don't come to my house then.
Yeah, don't come over my house.
God damn.
Then I think about like my parents, and like I remember back before our kids came along. Like, our daughter and our nephew, they always kept it at 80 degrees.
Oh my God,
upstairs.
that's right.
Do you remember that shit?
Yes.
I'm like, oh, we got to visit my parents because we haven't seen them in a while. Okay, I guess I'm going to be sweating my balls off.
First of all, I got to sleep in a queen size bed with you. I got to maybe touch you in the middle of the night in an 80-degree like thermostat. No. I don't want it.
You spent a lot of time downstairs. I remember that. It's like,
and your like blanket on the bed, not exactly thin.
No, it was like one of those really fluffy comforters.
Yeah. A queen, 80 degrees with a quilt.
Yeah.
I'd rather sleep on the floor
God.
downstairs.
Yeah, no.
On the couch.
We've spoiled, because like I think the first time we ever bought a king was at our first house. We needed a new bed.
Yeah.
And we bought a
IKEA, baby.
Yeah, we bought a king size bed. And like now whenever we go, we visit places and it's like.
A queen's like, ugh.
Why?
God.
Ugh.
Jesus Christ.
Don't touch me.
Slumming it, I guess.
Yeah. And whenever we go to like hotels, it's like kings. It's like it's either we've had this conversation before. It's either we have a king size bed or
two twins,
two twins, two fulls. It's like awesome. This is life.
You know I love you.
Yeah, it's like I love you to death, but don't touch me at night.
Don't touch me. It's too hot.
I need my own real estate over
It's
here.
too hot. Although I will sometimes just throw my arm on you just so that my hand touches you.
Yeah.
No more.
That's
all these like TV shows and movies where they
cuddle.
They spoon themselves to
Hug
sleep.
for her. Space for you.
Roll.
Hug and roll.
If you sleep like that,
hug and roll. Sorry.
Damn.
Yeah, like you must live in these places where you're sleeping in 65-degree AC.
That or you're just not a hot sleeper. I like to be cool to cold when I sleep. You know, if you gotta throw a leg out from under the blanket, you do what you gotta do.
I gotta have at least one of my feet sticking out of the sheets.
At all times?
At all times.
Regardless of temperature?
I think the last couple of nights I've actually started with my foot out and then it's like, oh God, it's cold. Bring it in.
Yeah.
But like most of the time, one foot would be like hanging outside of the covers. Because if not, my whole body sweats for some reason. It's weird.
Body physics. I do that sometimes too. You know? But yeah, no. King all the way. I don't know.
Especially with a dog now. Like a dog sleeps with us in the bed between us.
Well, she keeps me extra warm.
Yeah.
My God. She's been like, yesterday she was
Extra
super clingy.
Extra clingy. Mommy!
I'm nervous. I'm like, me too.
All the time.
All the time. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it's usually people get dogs to help
with anxiety.
With anxiety.
She just adds
mine
onto
just
it.
also has it. So
she is the most anxious dog I've ever known.
Maybe she feeds off of me.
Maybe.
Too bad, baby girl can't help it. So I guess we'll just be nervous together.
Look at her. Yeah. Talking about you.
I was in our bedroom yesterday, and I don't know what I was doing. Washing my face or something. I was at my sink in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, it was yesterday.
And like she just comes in and just
a nervous shaking
herself.
mess.
She just stands against me, like pushing on me. And I'm like, hey baby girl, what's up? And I reach down to pet her. Her whole body is trembling. And I'm like,
what happened?
What is your father doing out there? I'm like, he's not making rice right now because she's afraid of the rice cooker.
Yeah.
So I come out and I'm like, did you do something to make the dog nervous?
So like,
I think we know what it was.
Yeah, and I run every morning and I have my Garmin on to track like my heart rate and everything because like I like to keep track of it and post it online for motivation reasons. And like sometimes I don't plug it back in because I don't want to wear it all day long because I have no need to, and like I don't want it brushing up against my tattoo. So I take it off. Sometimes I put it on my desk before I work, and it's connected to my phone, obviously. And I got a phone call from a random like spam call. I'm like, whatever. So when my phone rings, the watch vibrates like uncontrollably, and when it's on the desk, it goes. And I think that's what it was because she was sitting behind me at one point,
and
like on the beanbag. Like,
fuck this!
And she got up and she ran over. I'm like, okay. And then she scampers away. And when you came back, she's like, why is she nervous?
Why is she shaking?
Probably because of my watch vibrating on my desk.
And then you took the watch and you sequestered it.
Yeah.
And then she seemed to be okay.
Yeah.
Because I think the first time we noticed that was my smartwatch, which is, I think it's seen better days. I don't think the little charging ring is fucked. But like, I used to have that on my nightstand and it would like buzz with every notification.
Yeah.
And she seemed to get nervous. So.
And you find her underneath the bed.
A couple times we found her literally under our bed, which I'm like, girl, you're going to get stuck. Yeah. You're not as small as you think you are. You're not super big, but you're not as small as you think you are. Yeah. But, so that's why, I don't know if you've noticed, like, I'll put something on my nightstand and like my work phone, I will
put it on top of it on top of something.
so that if it
buzzes.
because like my regular phone is on top of a charging puck. It doesn't. That kind of muffles the sound. But sometimes I get work emails, randomly auto-generated emails in the middle of the night sometimes, and I don't want to make my dog nervous.
Gets up. You can feel her get up. Like, what was that? Oh.
So I'll put something fabricy underneath it to like soften the blow if it does happen to go off in the middle of the night.
Yeah, because I have this. I have a dry erase desk, so when I take notes for like meetings and stuff, I write it on my desk and I take a picture of it. It's easier. Don't waste paper. Save the planet. So now I have this something to wipe off whatever I have. Like it's a rag, so I put the watch on top of the rag so it muffles it every time it goes off. Yeah, this poor dog.
She's
Need
nervous.
Some drugs for my dog.
Like her mommy. Well, we got to talk to the vet. Yeah. We already have marching orders of ones that we should try. We just got to talk to the vet and be like, hey, give me these drugs instead of the other ones.
She's going there for Christmas. So maybe we will talk to her vet about that. But yeah, she's the most anxious dog I've ever known. And it's not even close. She's a great dog.
My poor girl.
But she's nervous and food is just like, yeah, see, there she goes. The phone went off.
Oh, I'm sorry. My phone's buzzing. Oh,
look, there she goes.
Oh, baby. It's okay. Oh,
Mommy, please.
My love, it's okay. Oh, I love
You're
you
okay.
So
Nervous dogs.
God, you're so cute. I'll put things in my lap, okay?
Here you go.
That way you don't hear them. Okay. I love you so much. It's okay.
Let me see. And that's another thing. When she gets nervous, she wants to crawl into your skin. Like you'll be sitting at your desk and she's like climbing into your chair.
You're so cute. Do you want to sniff the microphone? What is this? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Did I just break this? Oh
God.
We're okay. It's fine.
Jesus.
I think hi, welcome back.
See, there she goes. Bobby, please.
You want to say, ow.
You're okay, dog.
Your claws are so sharp. Oh, we got to clip those nails, but she won't let me do it.
Nope. You got to put her in that hammock we bought and only used it once. Yes, I know. You're okay.
Oh, my goodness.
God, I think we traumatized her with that training thing.
Training collar?
The Garmin dog trainer. Never shocked her.
It just beeped. I would never shock my dog.
We used the vibration and the beep. So I think we've traumatized her with the beeps and the vibrations.
And what manners do you have to show for it? None.
None. Absolutely none. She forgot everything she learned.
They're all gone. I have no self-control.
Although when you do put the Garmin on her and like it's not even charged, she does get nervous.
My babe.
So yeah, I think we traumatized her.
Oh,
it's okay.
I love you so much. You're such a pain in my ass, though. But I love you so much. Look at her. Mommy loves you most.
Yes, that's.
Oh
boy.
You're so cute. I'm so glad no one's allergic to dogs in this house.
Yeah, that would be a travesty.
Hey, precious. Oh my goodness. Ow.
Okay. How will we get down now?
But I'm nervous.
Nervous, Daddy.
Okay.
She has no manners.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
I love you too.
Okay. You're okay,
We're
dog.
good. Nothing's buzzing no more. Okay,
No, we're back.
But something just buzzed. But it wasn't on the table. Should I put it on the floor?
I think that might help.
Okay.
There. They're gone.
Everything's nice and muffled now. My precious girl. Hello, everybody.
My name's Indy. This is the voice they gave for me because I'm always nervous.
You're so cute. Do people out there give voices to their pets?
If you don't give your dog a voice,
you don't got a dog.
You don't got a dog.
No, absolutely. We talk to each other as the dog.
Yeah.
Say stuff. The other one answers for the dog as the dog.
Yeah. Full conversations.
Oh, my precious girl.
Even gotten to the point where our daughter answers the dog.
She comes home from school. We're like, I missed you. And our daughter will be like, I missed you too, Indy. Okay.
What'd you learn in school today?
Oh, baby, you can't fit in my lap. You're too big.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
No,
Indy.
Baby, we're not
down.
going to jump.
All right, you got to get down.
No, I love you, but we can't do that. You're too big. You're too big. What could possibly be making you this nervous?
Your phone went off. And
All right,
it vibrated.
just popular. Usually her top thing is,
The top.
It's got to be either the rice cooker. Oh, that's her other thing. She loves to bop everything with her nose. If she could reach my cup, she would bop it over and just walk along. And that's it. There's we have a container on the porch with our daughter's sidewalk chalk. The other day, I watched this bitch walk over to that.
Mommy, that's rude.
I mean, it's true. Look at all these scratches on my arm. But we had like this Tupperware filled with sidewalk chalk. I watched her walk over and just punch it and knock it over and spill all the chalk out. And then walk away like my job's done here.
You gotta get down.
You know she's coming back.
Get down. Sit.
You know she's coming
Down.
back.
Hey. Down.
Look like I got attacked by a fucking wildebeest over here.
There we go.
I love you, baby girl.
There we go.
You're okay, and mommy would never let anything hurt you.
Anyways.
I would say either the rice cooker or fireworks.
Oh yeah. No, well, fireworks. She barks at all the time because it's loud noises. You're okay.
I don't even know what we were talking about.
Moving on.
What next?
I don't know. We were talking about like because the other day I was going through TikTok and now that the strikes are over, everybody's giving their opinions on things that they couldn't earlier. You could have, but to each his own. But everybody's giving their thoughts on Ahsoka and stuff, and it's like cool. And we're talking because some people like you're either split on it, like you really liked it, or you're like, oh my god, it's mid. Huh. And like,
mid.
And it's like, oh, the writing, and I was like, whatever. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. You still haven't finished it, but like got me thinking like, oh, what's like your hottest Star Wars take? Because everybody's got their hot Star Wars takes.
I didn't think about this. I didn't. I didn't give enough thought to this because we did talk about this the other day very briefly, and I said, ooh, let's save it so we can talk about it.
You didn't think about it.
Didn't think about it anymore.
But I had one, and I think it's a good conversation starter.
Hit me, baby.
So, like, I don't want it to sound like, oh, this is the worst thing to happen to Star Wars. But, like...
Midichlorians.
Yeah, but no.
Oh, I thought that was it.
No. In my opinion, I think my hottest take is, I think the most... I'm trying not to say this in a way that's like, it sounds like I'm shitting all over this idea.
Okay.
It has this aspect has its place in Star Wars. There's nothing that I can do about it right now. But I think the most... God, damaging is such a bad word. But I think the most damaging thing to have to Star Wars is the Chosen One prophecy. It's like
Yeah, damaging is an aggressive word.
It's an aggressive word, but like it also like the whole prophecy around like the whole prophecy of the one. It does. How do I say this? Like it gives fuel to people to like put things down. Like it puts Anakin on this like pedestal that he's on. Like he's like. The chosen one, he's this, he puts him on this pedestal and everybody's like, he's the best ever because he's the chosen one. You can't do this because he's the chosen one. And it's like, take the chosen one prophecy out of Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Take it away from Anakin's narrative. Mm-hmm. What does it do? Really nothing. His path throughout the entire movies, throughout the entire stories, really doesn't change.
It would probably change minor things. It would.
And that's my point. You take the prophecy away from Anakin being the chosen one. He still gets found by Qui-Gon. Sure, you have to wiggle a little bit to like why he wants him to be his apprentice and everything. But other than that, he still becomes a Jedi.
He still would have found Padme and fallen hopelessly in love with her.
Still would become a Jedi. Still would become Darth Vader. Still would have been redeemed by his son. Nothing really changes other than it's his destiny.
Some conversations in the Jedi Council.
Yeah, exactly. Apart from minor things in the story, nothing really changes with Anakin if you take away the Chosen One prophecy. In any franchise, any story, a prophecy of there can only be one person that can do this thing, I've never really liked that.
Okay, I have two things that I would like to say.
Yeah.
One, not a counterpoint, but something that I do think that it adds.
Yeah.
Is that, you're talking about it putting him up on a pedestal. Mm-hmm. But doesn't that kind of add a little bit of spice to his character? Because the fact that he is on that pedestal, and they were talking about how one of the big flaws of these new Jedis is arrogance. And, you're blowing him up, oh, you're the chosen one, you're the best there ever is. And then he kind of gets his God complex about him, like, oh, maybe I can do no wrong. Even though he does doubt himself, you know, in the second one or whatever. But like, it kind of, I think, could feed into him thinking more of himself and having that, like, falling for Palpatine's shit of, like, the bringing people back and, there isn't anything I can't do because I'm the chosen one.
I think it does do that, but also you take away the prophecy, he can just be like a really talented, like I said,
You're right.
He's very gifted in the Force, and that could go to his head.
Yeah,
that's just it's a minor thing.
It's not necessary,
and it's not. Yeah, the prophecy was never really necessary because people might correct me in the comments or not. I don't. From my recollection, the Chosen One thing never really happened until the prequels.
Yeah.
So like until the prequels came out, it's like, oh, the Chosen One. It's like, well, what's this Chosen One thing? And everybody interprets the Chosen One prophecy wrong. I mean, there's plenty of lore masters out there, like friends that I have on TikTok that explain it much better than I can. And like, cause everybody always forget, oh, it's the prophecy. It's like, no, it's one of many prophecies. I think that's people fail to recognize.
Yeah.
There's many different prophecies. There's just one prophecy that the Chosen One will bring balance to the Force.
Yeah.
And that's one of many other prophecies and many other visions that have been had.
My problem with it is that, I don't know, and I'm no fucking lore master, but like, I just think it's kind of annoying that, I mean, it would be cool if there was a way to like test somebody like, oh, yep, look at that. Results came back, Chosen One. But like,
that's what midichlorians were essentially.
Yeah,
look at his power level.
There was no
that's
number. There was no number that was like, oh shit, it's him.
Yeah.
Like, the thing that annoys me is that it's like up to interpretation.
Yeah.
Like, Qui-Gon could be like, bro's the Chosen One. And Mace Windu could be like, I don't think so. I think it's this one. And then Yoda could be like, no, I think it's Leia. Like, I just think it's kind of dumb that they can all interpret it a different way. Like, what's the point if we can all just be like, fake news. I don't believe that.
But no matter the gripes that I have with the Chosen One prophecy, that is actually one aspect of the prophecy that I do like. It's up to the interpreter, because that's the whole thing. That's a whole big issue, big like point of The Last Jedi, is that you can see things one way. It depends on your interpretation of what you see that drives it. And that's a whole big thing about Anakin. He's like, he has this vision of his wife dying, and he's trying so hard to prevent it, but everything that he does to prevent it leads to her death.
Ironic.
Yeah. So, and that's the one thing that I do like about the prophecy, is that it's, when it was introduced, it's up to interpretation. It's like, I think it's him, based on everything that the prophecy says. Everything points to him, but it may not, because there's this whole, before like all this other lore came out that all my other lore masters can correct me on, based off of like, Qui-Gon thought Anakin was the Chosen One. Obi-Wan thought Luke was the Chosen One. Yoda thought Leia was the Chosen One. So depending on who, like your point of view, you can determine who the Chosen One is. But then all this other lore came out, and it's like, no, it is Anakin. That is the Chosen One. So, but regardless, it's like, I don't think the Chosen One prophecy was entirely necessary in any point, because people always bring it back. It's like, oh, Palpatine coming back ruins the Chosen One prophecy. It's like, no, it really doesn't. But because then like, oh, well, why? Because the prophecy is to destroy the Sith, but how can you destroy the Sith when Palpatine's still there?
I don't know. Maybe he's just a really good bad guy. And you just got to defeat him twice or something. God damn.
Yeah. So that's my whole hot take, is like the whole prophecy being of like, there can only be one person that does this one thing. It's like, what was the point of having, because like it also adds on top of like the whole, like, people like the whole idea of like, anybody can be a Jedi, anybody can do anything. Like, you don't have to be from this certain prophecy or the certain lineage to make a difference in the galaxy.
Yeah.
And the Chosen One prophecy kind of like, it's like, no, you have to be this one person to make a difference. So there's all this other stuff surrounding the prophecy that I much rather have it without it. And it makes for more interesting storytelling too. If like there's only this one person that can save us, type of deal. It's like, I don't like that idea in any mode of storytelling. It's like, it's your destiny to do this. It's like, maybe, because a whole another part of Star Wars is like, you can write your own destiny. That's the whole that's what Luke's storyline is all about too, and all that stuff. So that's my hot take. Get rid of it.
I'm not sure if I have anything that would be considered a hot take. I just have takes, you know?
Yeah.
Like lukewarm takes.
Lukewarm takes.
I don't know. Because I feel like any take that I have, there's plenty of people out there that are like, yeah, I agree with you. Like, you know, I don't know. I will defend The Force Awakens.
Oh, I will too.
Till my last breath. I think that movie was fine. I don't think anything's wrong with
It's
it.
my second favorite Star Wars movie.
I don't care that people say that it's like a rehash of A New Hope. It kind of had to be. And that is a hill I will die on.
Hey, you remember?
It kind of had to be.
Broad strokes, it is very similar to A New Hope. But then the further you go down to subplots and dealing and character subplots, it's like
it had to be.
Yeah.
He had to play it safe. He had to. And I will die on that hill. I don't even fucking care. I don't think that's a very hot take. You know. I mean, all those, you know, crybabies out there that are like, hey, Kathleen Kennedy fucking ruined Star Wars.
oh my
Get out of here.
God,
I don't know. If you don't like the sequels, I just fucking don't watch
that's
them.
another thing that's been driving because like since Filoni got promoted recently, even though this promotion apparently happened last year, that it's like, oh, it's all Kathleen Kennedy injecting her feminist ideals and wokeness into Star Wars. It's like, do you realize what her role in Lucasfilm is? And it's like, and
also this whole like injecting feminism everywhere. Oh, what? Now that there are actually prominent female characters? Well, you're not mad that 100% of all your protagonists and antagonists aren't all male? Yeah. Is that what makes you mad? You're just mad to see girls. You'd think they'd be happy. Daisy Ridley, hot girl? No, I'm just mad that she's overpowered.
Yeah. And another hot take that I have is Disney 100% saved Star Wars. 100, like without Disney,
that could be a hot take, I guess.
Yeah.
I bet a lot of people would be very upset with that.
Because like every time something doesn't hit, and then that's another thing I can't stand, especially with this narrative of like how media is now. It's like you have to adjust for today's audience. You have to adjust the way we intake content now is vastly different than it was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So you have to change up your strategies and stuff like that, regardless. But like this whole idea that Disney ruined Star Wars, like really, where would Star Wars be right now without Disney?
How much shit has come out under Disney?
The only thing that I could see happening without Disney right now is probably Clone Wars, and that would probably die off within 3 years of Disney not purchasing Lucasfilm. Because it's like, oh my God, the sequels suck, but Mandalorian is awesome. Oh my God, the Rise of Skywalker was terrible, but you know, Andor and Rogue One, those are great. It's like you realize Mandalorian, Rogue One, nothing past Clone Wars season 7 doesn't happen
without the sequels.
Without Disney.
Without Disney.
Yeah.
Well, because like, not without the sequels. Yeah, that's not right to say. But yeah, no, I agree. I mean, how much content has come out under Disney?
A lot.
A lot. And I highly doubt it would have happened had Disney not taken the reins. But I don't know. Everybody complaining, it's like, there's a very easy solution.
Don't watch it.
If you don't like it, you actually don't have to watch it. Like that one fucking guy, I don't even want to say his name.
Yeah.
Fuck him, though. Absolutely fuck him. If you are that miserable with Star Wars,
don't watch
leave.
it.
And didn't he recently be like, I'm done with Star Wars. I'm going to leave.
Yeah, he posted like, I'm done with this. Disney's fucking Star Wars up so badly.
Okay,
I'm done.
Bye.
2 days later, he's posting about like Ahsoka or something. I'm like, I thought you were done with this.
So fucking
It's
dumb.
stupid.
I don't know. People making their living off of shitting all over Star Wars.
That's all he does. He feeds off of people's anger, and it's easier to get noticed bitching about something than it is to praise something.
Lord knows that's the truth.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe it's because girl, but like I like the sequels. I love the sequels.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Wow. No.
Sports Center.
The place for sports.
Yeah, no. And also something that I don't know, a lukewarm, no pun intended, take, because I feel like people would agree with me. Mm-hmm. Like everybody boo-hoos about Luke in The Last Jedi. And I will be the first person to say, I'm not a big fan of The Last Jedi. When we were doing Schmodown stuff and I was doing rewatches, going through everything, and how did I do it? Release order. Mm-hmm. Whenever I would get to The Last Jedi, I'd be like, fucking, don't want to watch
this. There's we talked about it before. There's a lot that I really love about The Last Jedi, but then there's a whole other half of that movie where I'm like, God, I mean, I really wish they would have done something different with it.
But everyone's like, I don't like the way they made Luke so flawed and so this and said like this like depressed hermit. thought it was great the way they portrayed Luke.
That was a part of the movie that I really loved. But it's like, was this what I wanted to see Mark Hamill do after his 30-year hiatus from this character?
Yeah.
Not really. But what I got out of it, I'm like, God, I really enjoy the aspect of the character now.
No, whatever. I think that it was great. I love the way they portrayed it.
No, because the problem is what everybody wanted to see out of Luke was when he shows up in Mando. Just lightsabers.
Okay, can I offer something here? Can I offer something here? You get mad when you see Luke flawed, like a human being, as we all are. He did some shit that he's not proud of. He admits the hubris. He admits the hypocrisy. He admits that the whole galaxy put him on this pedestal. And now look at him and he wants to exile himself. He just wants to die on this island alone because he's a flawed human being of a person. And you want him to just come out here and just cutting dicks off left and right like he did in The Mandalorian. You want to talk about a Mary Sue? That sounds like you're describing a Mary Sue who has no fucking flaws and is just awesome all the time. Like, yes, he should be flawed.
And that's one of the things about Luke's like progression throughout all of the stories that like you got to realize when I first watched the original Star Wars, his character jump between Empire and Return is drastic.
Yeah, he has much of a different aura about
He's
him.
totally different between those two movies. And it's like, wow, that jump is really weird.
Yeah.
So not weird, but like it was
noticeable.
Like, it's noticeable. It's like, holy, he's a completely different person. It's like, you want him to stay that way for 30, if he's so vastly different between 2 years, you're telling me he's not going to change in 30 years?
That's a good point.
So it's like, that's one of the things like,
don't we all
people
change?
People want his character progression to stop at Return of the Jedi.
And just be guns a-blazing all the time. Like, he's an old man now.
Yeah.
He's been through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of shit, done a lot of shit, killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happened.
And one of the things that brings them to that point in The Last Jedi, you see what happens. You see what brings them to that breaking point.
Yeah, kind of fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, let's keep it real. Yeah, he's probably going to be a little jaded. He's probably going to be a little pissed, regretful, mad at himself, mad at the world.
Blaming himself for everything. Yeah. We hear about that in Force Awakens. Like, he blames himself for everything that happens with Ben.
But all these people mad that, I don't like they made Luke this fucking sad sack loser.
Yeah, it's like, take a second and realize what he's mad at himself for doing.
Yeah.
He's mad because he thinks he created another Darth Vader. He's mad because he almost killed his nephew.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, maybe I should stop doing this.
Yeah.
And just be done with it all.
Imagine being the one to turn Darth Vader back to the light. You know, cherry on top that it's your dad.
Yeah.
But like, imagine being the one to bring him back to the light and be like, wow, balance. And then you create the next Darth Vader. Fuck. And he's my own flesh and blood.
He's my nephew that I almost kill.
Shit.
Out of pure
and
instinct.
I'm thinking my sister's pissed at me. My fucking brother-in-law and best bro is probably pissed at me too. Like, a lot of shit's happened. Yeah, he's gonna be a little upset about things.
Yeah. No, everybody just wants Luke lightsabers cutting things in half and force pushing, and that's all that people really wanted. That's what they're mad about.
Talk about a Mary Sue, my dog.
Yeah.
It also annoys me, and I know we've talked about this before, but it also annoys me, speaking of Mary Sue's, when people are like, Rey shouldn't be, she didn't train, but I mean, somebody could probably prove me wrong because I haven't read a book. I haven't seen a lot of the TV shows. I don't know what to tell you, and I'm not even sorry. But like, when people are like, Rey's a Mary Sue, Luke's amazing. Yeah, okay, in the movies, if we're talking just the movies, because that's where I live, okay, we saw Luke train in Empire, you know? That's kind of where we saw him. I mean, you could say he trained a little bit in A New Hope, kind of.
Yeah.
He just talked to Obi-Wan a little bit.
He got guidance from Obi-Wan, yeah.
Guidance.
Yeah.
But like, training, I'm gonna
guidance. Roll your D4. Sorry.
But like, push-ups and running and shit like that, Empire. And then by the time we get to Return, he's like, I'm going to do this shit on my own, Jabba. Like, we saw him train in Empire. And just because of however the storytelling happened to happen, because we don't see Rey train in, I mean, isn't it kind of similar? If people want to complain that, you know, episode 7 is a rehash of episode 4, isn't it kind of crazy that Luke was able to shoot his torpedoes into that tiny little opening just because he closed his eyes and turned off his computer and was like, Obi-Wan, thanks, bro. And then he shoots it and destroys the Death Star. And then Rey fighting Kylo Ren on Starkiller Base.
Losing most of that fight.
Losing most of the time, very obviously. And then in Kylo Ren's moment of weakness, because he's, I don't know, fucking damaged up from his fight with Finn. He's gotten shot by Chewie. And then he kind of gets a little vulnerable and he's like, you need a teacher. And then in that moment of kind of almost vulnerability where he's kind of just waiting, she kind of just strikes and takes advantage of having the metaphorical upper hand. Wouldn't you say that's kind of... I understand that pushing a button to shoot a thing and fighting somebody with a lightsaber is inherently different. There are parallels.
Yeah. Opening yourself up to the Force and let it guide you. That's what she did. That's what Luke did.
Neither of them really had training in their first movie. They had guidance, sure.
I think people will argue, like, oh, but Luke already knew how to fly because, shooting womp rats and...
Whatever. And Rey knew how to fight because she was a scavenger. We saw her fight 2 thugs off of her. 2, 3?
2.
I was in the Schmodown. She fought some guys off of her on Jakku with her stick and whatever. She won a fight with a background as a fighter. He flew a thing with a background as a pilot.
He did a thing.
They both did things that they'd done before. I don't understand why is that far-fetched. Oh, just because this little slender little girl beat this huge dude.
That's
shit happens sometimes, bro. And then they both get training later on in a subsequent movie. Like we see the bulk of. Well, she gets trained in 8 and 9.
Yeah.
And then we see him get trained in 5.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure we see a lot of other shit in books. I don't read books.
Yeah, there's training between each movies, like for both of them.
And I'm sure somebody could prove me wrong and whatever, but if we're just talking a very casual fan, which your boy is, only movies, we saw her train for 2 movies and him for 1.
That's Luke Skywalker you're talking about. Shut up, stupid.
Whatever. I love Luke. He's great. Talk about Mary Sue. Fucking Anakin. Won a pod race. At the tender age of
9.
Was he 9? While aliens are actively trying to murder him.
I gotta fix this shit up in the mid race.
Right? With my big magnet stick, I'm gonna grab this cord and I'm gonna plug it into here and everything's gonna be fucking fine. It's gonna be great. That's what it was.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly what it was.
Big magnet stick.
That actually wasn't added until the Blu-ray release.
Oh yeah?
That wasn't there's certain aspects of the race that weren't added until it came out on that big Blu-ray set. So the race was technically edited shorter and edited down, and they added all that back in because Lucas.
Would you say that Anakin during that pod race used the Force at all?
Yeah.
Wow, would you look at that?
The Force guided him.
Would you look at that? With no training.
Yeah. Because in the beginning of the race, Qui-Gon, remember, concentrate on the moment. Feel, don't think. Use your instincts. Like, I will. Apparently that won him the race.
Mary Sue? A little bit. 9 years old. Come on.
Yeah.
No training.
Just a little bit of guidance.
The training was, hey, bro, but do your best. That was his training before the whole race. And he still won.
But his midichlorian counts harder than Master Yoda. Oh my God. That's another hot take. If I was going to say like one of the worst additions to Star Wars is midichlorians, because really all Lucas is introducing. I mean, I'm sure there's more mystical things he was going to introduce in later movies if he did do the sequels, which he was planning on doing. Really, the introduction of midichlorians is for power levels. Look how many this kid has.
Yeah, I don't need it to be a quantifiable thing.
Yeah.
Because then that eliminates the whole anybody can be spoken to through the Force. Now you got to have a blood test to be like, he has X amount.
In Lucas's defense, it does add to the whole quantifiable thing. The Jedi got caught up in process because Chirrut Imwe could have been a rad Jedi, but his midichlorian count probably wasn't to the threshold that they were looking for. So then he becomes a guardian of the wills instead of a Jedi. Yeah.
That's all they did.
So it's like, clearly Chirrut Imwe is Jedi, like he has the potential to be a Jedi, but he didn't meet that threshold they were looking for at that time. So it's like, all right, so he doesn't have the what am I looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean?
He don't got the riz.
Yeah. So yeah, so like they got caught up in counting midichlorians, and that was part of their downfall. They lost their way.
Any Schmodown fans still out there? You want to know something I got pissed they never asked about? Talking about testing midichlorian levels. What was it called? The meson telescope?
Yep. Telescope, not telescope. Meson telescope.
Y'all remember when, what's his face? Qui-Gon got the
what's his face?
Got the blood sample from Anakin. He's like, "Hey, Obi-Wan, check this out, bro." And then he sends it to him. And then there's that microscope looking thing that checked the midichlorian levels. Meson telescope. Waiting for that one.
It was right there.
It was right there in front of our fucking faces. Man.
Oh, man.
And how did Hush 98 Comlink never show up? Don't get me started.
Yeah.
There's so much shit. But that's just a fun little nugget of knowledge for you guys. If anybody out there, is watching.
This thing?
That's it.
Yeah.
My Gillette razor. But yeah, that was a question I was waiting for. I thought it would have been a good one.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Ooh. Any other Star Wars hot takes before we wrap this shit up?
I love episode 9.
Yeah, that is a hot take. I don't mince my words up. I enjoy Rise of Skywalker more than The Last Jedi. I fully acknowledge
absolutely.
that Last Jedi is a better made film.
That means nothing to me.
But I enjoy Rise of Skywalker more.
Who is to determine what's a better made film and what's not?
Cinematography is better.
That word means nothing to me. I watch it and I go, ooh, did it make me go wow?
The pacing the structure is overall a little bit better, but I enjoy aspects of Rise of Skywalker. I enjoy the overall film of Rise of Skywalker more than The Last Jedi. So, God, Canto Bight.
Human over
Canto
here.
Bight just like
Simple
the whole Finn Rose
that was
story
horrible.
arc of Last Jedi. It was just like
Wasted
couldn't think of anything better for the Resistance to do during this movie other than, hey, they're catching up to us. That's all the Resistance does in that movie is we got to run away.
Yeah.
Granted, there's a whole goal in mind to reach a planet and hide there, which was a great plan according to everybody, but we're not going to share that with everybody. I'm going to keep that to myself.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit about The Last Jedi that I don't like.
Keep that information to myself, even though he admits it's a great plan. Could have told him from the beginning.
The entire movie, Poe and what's her fucking face?
Emmeline Holdo.
There you go, Holdo, purple hair. The whole movie, fighting, and at the very end, actually, this is the plan. Yo,
that's brilliant.
Okay, now we're talking.
Yeah. No, we want to measure dicks all movie long.
Yeah.
Just stay at your
Whip out
post
the
and
ruler.
do what I say. It's like, how about just tell him? Just tell him.
All the people.
Oh, yeah, word. That's a good idea. Let's do that.
I remember hearing people be like, clearly you were never in the military. I don't give a fuck. Am I watching this movie for realism? Obviously not.
Okay, so sure, military rank in the Resistance does matter to a certain point, but everybody forget that's one thing that I scoff at when like, hey, I'm throwing you in the brig for desertion. In a volunteer army, the rebellion and the Resistance clearly are volunteer armies. There's even a book, I can't remember, it's Twilight Company? Yeah. Where like a guy, a high-ranking officer in rebellion is like, you don't have to be here. You're free to go whenever you want. You're here because you want to make a difference. This is a volunteer army. You don't have to be here. If you want to leave and desert, we're not going to chase you because that's your choice.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, the military, you're going to throw you in the brick for desertion for volunteering to be here? Okay.
I'm not here for realism.
Yeah.
There's an octopus flying this shit, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, that's another thing about The Last Jedi. Just tell him. The Resistance would have been better off if you would just told him.
Yeah, the movie would have also been half the half the runtime.
Yeah. But that's what The Last Jedi is like. You couldn't think of anything better for the Resistance to do in this movie other than what you...
No, if I'm going to be thinking of hot takes, I feel like I got to rewatch some stuff.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
You just could have finished Ahsoka. I want to know what you think of Ahsoka.
It's been a long time since I've watched a Star Wars movie. I can't think of a hot take off the top of my brain. I just, like I said, I feel like all my takes, I feel like I would have a lot of people that would agree with me, which I don't think qualifies as hot. So I just have takes.
Yeah.
I just have opinions. That's all. That's all.
That's all we can ask for. Anyways, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Get out of here. So, Nicki DiVolante, where can they find you online? Sort of. Sometimes not really.
Kind of on Twitter at DIMMMYYY.
As for me, Instagram and TikTok at Rogueleaderdrew. If you listen to us on audio form, please follow the feed and rate us. Looking for your dog?
Did she get bored and leave us?
I think she. I think she did.
If you're watching on YouTube,
like,
go. Comment, subscribe. Click the bell icon lower right hand corner. See we do things on the YouTube.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the RAD Cast. We'll see you guys
next time.